So I put in some serious time with my new iPod Touch 5th generation, and I feel I can give you an adequate review of the device now. And I'm going to spend the majority of this review talking about the build quality of the device. It is leaps and bounds above and beyond any previous iPod Touch iteration. This thing is really the best iPod Touch ever. The build quality is solid. You don't have that aluminum or that shiny metal back that scratches all up so easily as in times before. The device lays flat, although the camera does stick out about 0.44 millimeters, but it still lies relatively flat. You're not going to notice any rocking, for instance, when you sit it down on a flat table. Now, in these next shots, you can really see the machine lip of the iPod Touch. It's very similar to that of the iPhone 5, which gives you that jewelry-like feel. And you can see the real difference between the two devices as far as width is concerned. The iPod Touch 5th generation is really, really thin. I mean, the iPhone 5 was thin, but this one is much thinner, and it has the same anodized aluminum on all of the surfaces outside of the screen, which is nice. So you see the thinness there, the difference between the iPhone 5 and the 5th generation iPod Touch. Now let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about some of the software. Obviously, it's running iOS 6. You guys are probably familiar with that by now. The main, downside of iOS 6 is the new Maps app, which has received its own fair share of negativity. Another thing to mention here is that there is no ambient light sensor on the new iPod Touch 5th generation. You see, auto brightness isn't even a setting because there's no ambient light sensor there. So just keep that in mind. You have Siri, which is nice. This is the first device, iPod Touch, to have Siri. So that is really, really nice to have. That's worth an upgrade alone in many people's eyes. And let's do a quick benchmark test here of the iPod Touch 5th generation. And you can see the Geekbench score, 630. And it's a respectable, very, very similar to the iPhone 4S. This is basically the equivalent of the iPhone 4S. And of course, this is the second device to have the bigger 4-inch display, so that is nice. You can see how it compares right there with the Geekbench score, 630 for the iPod Touch 5th generation and 632 for the iPhone 4S. So very, very similar between those two. Also, the camera, I should note this is a 720p front-facing camera, so FaceTime looks great on the new iPod Touch 5th generation, and the rear camera is a 5 megapixel, shoots 1080p video. That looks great as well. The 32 gigabyte version comes in at $299. For extra $100, you can upgrade to 64 gigabytes of flash memory for plenty of storage for all your photos, high definition videos, etc. So what's the final consensus on the iPod Touch 5th generation? Well, let me tell you, this is the best iPod Touch ever, by a long shot. The screen quality for the first time actually matches this generation's iPhone, the iPhone 5, which is a feat in itself. No longer does it look like a forgotten knockoff of the iPhone. It looks like its own device. It's coming into its own. It has that little knob, the loop for the lanyard right there. The camera's great, 720p FaceTime. This is a solid effort by Apple. It has the processing power. It has the memory, 500 megabytes to perform well in pretty much any circumstance. This is the best iPod Touch yet. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This is Jeff with iDownload Blog.